Would you believe your eyes, your little mince pies? Would you believe it? Oh my God. Soul Travels is doing another live stream. Waiting for that first person, that first sucker to join my live stream. Oh, I've got 2 people watching Mr. Tool's live stream. Good morning, everybody. I mean, look at this view I'm giving you. I don't know who you are, you 2 people. You might be my subscribers, you might not be, but look what I am showing you on this beautiful sunny May day. Can you guess which country I'm in? Probably, considering I put it in the title of this video. Hello, babushkas. So everybody, for those of you that don't know, right in front of me there is the Hermitage, one of the most wonderful museums or art galleries in the world. Hello, Royal Banana. I do like a good banana. Russian bananas are tastier than British bananas. I had a very tasty banana this morning. No gay. Right. Let's have a look around. Yes, everybody. It's May Day here and it's a big deal in Russia, okay? So they're getting ready this stage. They're going to be playing some music, I presume, later on today. Lots of people milling around. So yeah, a very sunny day. Oh look, there's an S7 Airlines plane. You can tell because it's green. Yes, we still have planes in Russia, everybody. Despite everything that's going on. So it's pretty bloody cold here. I'm in a state of shock at the moment because yesterday in the daytime it hit the dizzy heights of 5 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine? And today, yeah, first day of May, and it's only a little bit warmer. So unfortunately, these guys are not having a holiday today, but I'm sure they're being paid well for working on a holiday. Let's keep going. I'm not quite sure what's in these buildings, everybody. I occasionally see some soldier dudes kind of opening the door and letting people in. I didn't actually research, what these buildings are used for. Yeah, so everybody, you know the reason I like live streaming? Because I don't have to do any editing afterwards, because usually I'm making different type videos, and on average of the videos I'm making, like 25 to 35 minutes, something like that, and it takes half a day to do all the editing. But this way I just charge my phone. I don't need to charge any extra batteries. I get out my selfie type stick thing. I haven't got a gimbal, unfortunately, but I need to get one to make things a bit steadier. And then I just start walking around. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to be walking around anyway, then I may as well do a live stream. Have you prepared your flag or banner for the Workers' Day? Not really, to be honest, Anonym. I appreciate the symbolism of today, but I'm not going to be walking around with flags and stuff like that. I'm just going to be my usual self, Mr. Tool Travels, the British / Serbian / maybe Russian guy. And I say that because even though I haven't spent that much time in Russia, I've been spending time here on and off for a few years. I lived in Ukraine before, and Ukraine, as we know, is pretty much the same as Russia. there's some nuances, but life is the same. So I've kind of, even though my spoken Russian isn't great, there's still like facets of my personality that are quite Russian. Hello, Dan. And yeah, so I'm not that much of a smiley person, so I fit in quite well. And people, when they meet me, they think I'm lying about being British. I say, hi, my name's Sasha, I'm from the UK. They say, don't tell me lies, because I look Russian. I got a Russian name, yet I'm trying to make out like I'm British. Dan W in the house. That's what I like to see. I hope it's sunny where you guys are, everybody. Look at that, eh? You gotta watch out for these people in these costumes, because they're trying to get you to take photos, but you know, it's not going to be cheap, like 100, 200 rubles, something like that. It's going to be quite a lot of money. Trans Sailor, good to see you again. Yeah, glorious day here. A bit nippy. When I got up this morning, it was brass monkeys. And I thought, bloody hell, am I really going to do a live stream in this temperature? But it is better now. Probably stretching to dizzy heights of maybe 8 degrees or something like that at the moment, which for May is not ideal. Let's put it that way. Yeah, you're right, Nicola. The costume people are scammers. They don't look like scammers, but they are. They're young people, and they're like it's like Oliver Twist type stuff, where you've got Fagin, who's teaching Oliver Twist to be a crook. These guys have got people training them to be scammers. So they train them to smile and seem just very inoffensive and friendly. But you'll see their smiles disappear when you refuse to give them 2,000 rubles for a photo afterwards. Okay, so I'm recording landscape mode, everybody, today, because last two live streams, or three, I was doing portrait mode, and people said they would prefer it in landscape mode. I think you get more views. Igor in Russia, who will turn up at some point, tells me you get more views in portrait mode, but I don't know. Anyway, today we're doing it in landscape, but I had to set up my phone to actually do it in landscape, though, because I tried before and it didn't work. Anyway, let's go back. I'm thinking, should we go to the river or should we go to the main drag? Let's go to the river. I can't do a live stream without taking you to the river. So we go over to the river there and come back. Yes, everybody. So I just had it's kind of my cheat day today with food. I had a pizza for lunch. I thought it could be dangerous because I'm already tired and the calories will maybe make me fall asleep when I'm live streaming, but I think because I'm walking all the time it's not going to happen. I'll be fine, but let's see. I might have a couple of beers later and that could send me to sleep. So I haven't been in the Hermitage for quite some time. It's time I went in there again, but I'll be totally honest, everybody, I'm not. The thing about art galleries is I go in and after a few minutes I'm exhausted. If somebody, this is perfect, right? If somebody could push me around in this place, because it's so big, in a wheelchair with a sandwich and a coffee, then I'll be able to appreciate the glorious works of art more, to be honest. So yeah, let's go this way. Need to get some sunglasses, everybody. I had my classic black Ray-Bans, but I left them in some shop in St. Petersburg here and never to be seen again. Getting some bandstands ready over here too. We can see we got the riot police over here. I predict a riot. I predict a riot. You know what? When I'm live streaming, people don't look at me so much. They think, oh, just another tourist. There's loads of people walking around. with camera phones doing live streaming, but when I pull out my but when I pull out my action cam and I'm pointing the camera towards myself, there are a lot of people looking at me. Because yeah, when I'm recording like this, it's tourist, but when I got my other camera, it's influencer. What a beautiful day, everybody. Tell me which cities you're in, everyone, at the moment. Here we have Svetlana in an amazing Technicolor dream coat. Gloria Hooligan. Sorry, Houlihan. Morning, Gloria. She's not a hooligan that I'm aware of. Morning, Gloria. Glad to see you up and about early today. Dan V, I'm in Vilnius. There was an air raid siren test here yesterday. Okay. Interesting. Haven't heard any air raid siren tests here since I've been here. Phew, that's the smell of these spray cans. Okay, let's keep going this direction. We've got more scammers. They don't bother me, scammers, because when I got the camera, because they don't want to be on film doing their nefarious deeds. Better than Greg's. Yeah, anything's better than Greg's, isn't it? I don't know why it's so popular in the UK, Greg's. Sausage rolls, I mean, bloody hell. And the coffee is terrible in Greg's. They don't even have proper coffee machines. It's cheap, I suppose. Okay. Coming up to quite a busy road to cross here. Now there's a lot of tourists in St. Petersburg at the moment. Hello, Svetlana, in drizzling Moscow. Sorry you're being drizzled on. Hey, look, everybody, a helicopter. It's Putin coming. It's our eternal leader. Look at that, everybody. Yeah. Are there any Georgian places for a bite to eat for just in Eastern Europe? Yeah, Justin. I've hung out with the guy. He's a good guy, but yeah, he never shuts up about Georgian food in his videos. Booty like this. I don't know what's so exciting about a friggin' khachapuri. It's a piece of bread with a friggin' egg in the middle. I mean, if the inventor of the khachapuri could see how popular it is, still to this day, he'll be laughing in his grave. I do like Georgian food, though. It's when I compare it to Serbian food is very good, but I suppose Georgian food is a bit closer to, it's kind of Caucasus country, so you got a bit of spice in it sometimes, which makes things a bit more interesting. Now till travels be a good for the green man. Oh, fuck it, I'm going. Pardon my French, sorry. Sorry, French, not really. There we go, everybody. We got some pleasure trips on the river with people being pleasure. And now that's where I've been recording from lately. My last videos from Peter and Paul Fortress. This is great, to be honest, live streaming. Like I said, nobody's gawping at me, nobody's staring at me. It's just another bloody tourist. Okay, when I'm speaking English, people sometimes turn around a bit surprised, but apart from that, not really. Such a perfect day. Feed animals in the park. And then later, when it gets dark, we go home. Pleasure trips on the Seine is lovely. Haven't done that before. Heitor, who are you collaborating with next? Okay, I need to start mentioning in this videos I'm open to collaboration. I need to put it to some other... Oh, that's a cool boat. I need to put it to some other people. Because it spices things up a bit, I think, collabs. Even live streaming spices things up a bit because people see a different facet to your personality, and it's the same with doing collabs because yeah, you get two people with sometimes very different channels, and yeah, it can be very interesting. Mr. Tour, will you marry a Russian woman to get a visa to move there? You think I'm that desperate? Well, I'm not gonna marry a Russian woman just to get a visa. I mean, this is a lifelong decision, and she could turn out badly, you know. She could drain me for all I'm worth, which isn't very much. Maybe even drain my blood. Vampires, Russian women. Let's keep going. My favorite time on this river, everybody, is actually when the end of winter comes and all the ice starts melting and cracking. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Oh, such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You'll just keep me hanging on. Russian women best of the world, says Svetlana, not biased at all. Yeah, they're not bad, I have to say. I mean, women from any country, I suppose, like everywhere, but at the end of the day, women are, and people are pretty much the same. But yeah, they're certainly easy on the eye, Russian women, I'll say. I mean, most Eastern European women are easy on the eye. Very beautiful women in my native country, Serbia, Ukraine, obviously. I am famed, she's famed for her objectivity. Me too. I was accused of being a Russian bootlicker or on Kremlin's payroll. When I say nice things about Russia, like the Russian people, they say, oh, what do you know? You don't live here. You don't know what it's like for us. And then when I say negative, not negative, but slightly negative things about Russia, saying things I don't like, they say, oh, why are you here then? Go back to your own country. Anyway, it's all part of the fun. Look at all these buses down here, tour buses. I saw a Chinese bus today. Oh, so not only are Russia getting their buses, their cars from China these days, but they're also getting their buses from China. How do you know which Russian women are going to well, going to babushka mode come 35. Well, you can look at their mothers. Chances are they're going to end up looking like their mothers. If they're eating, you know, too much, maybe heavy Russian food, like Mumsy, then almost certainly they're just going to... I mean, 35, you're being generous there. I was thinking more like 25. We would be meeting up with Graham Phillips. I've never met Graham Phillips. Graham who? I've heard about him. I don't know, kind of... can't quite remember. Okay, now everybody, when there's a special occasion, maybe not today, I'm not sure, I mean it is a special occasion today, these are actually big torches and they get lit up, like on Red Sails Day, maybe May the 9th they'll be lit up. Look at a UK woman's mother, she ate too many Gregs. Okay, keep going. I've had 2 coffees today, but if I do see a coffee outlet, I might push for a rare third one. Lots of school kids here at the moment. Coming into peak season now. Accommodation is getting more expensive here at the moment. Timothy Dalton. I have had the Timothy Dalton thing before. I've had a few other people. I said I look like. Hey, look, it's Lenin. I'm not... It'd be very rude to ask him if he just dresses like that every day, or is it just because of today? They kind of look a little bit unapproachable sometimes, Russian people. They have a stern look quite often, so... Pigeons, or doves, whatever the hell they are. Hey, look! Got an outdoor toilet, everybody. Only 100 rubles. Make a call of nature. Jimmy Carr. I do get the Jimmy Carr comparisons too. I get... What a lovely day. Alright, everybody. So, we're going to head back in this direction. I'm surprised there's no coffee places here. They're missing out. What you can buy though is some tourist stuff. La 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 la. Yeah, so yeah, yesterday I was having doubts. I thought to myself, because it's so bloody cold, I was a bit kind of feeling a bit negative. I thought, what the hell am I doing in Russia? I could be back in Serbia. It's almost 30 degrees there. But then you wake up and it's like this, and your faith in this glorious nation is restored. And you know, when it's weather like this in St. Petersburg, you appreciate it more, I think, because it's not quite so often as in other places. Right, just across the street. Every day is a bloody day in some way. That's right. Every day is like Monday. Every day is like today. Now everybody, yeah, coming into like peak tourist season soon. But to be honest, my favorite time in St. Petersburg is in winter. Because less tourists, it's much cheaper. It can be accommodation, for example, can be 4 or 5 times more expensive in summer than winter. And when it's snowy and sunny, it is very beautiful here. Oh, everyone, might have a surprise trip in the next few days. I'm thinking to escape all the May the 9th crowds and go somewhere. Stay tuned for that. In an upcoming video, I might just appear like a jack in a box in some new city. So every season from Asia, Middle East, more than the previous years, and also these younger Asian looking people, also students here. So you got a lot of students in Russia, international students, not Western of course, only a few of those, but lots of Asian ones, Africans, Middle East. They love it here. I won't be in Bishkek this year. Hey look everybody, it's a monk. No, I won't be going to Bishkek. I mean, I like Kyrgyzstan, but I said if I return there, it's not going to be because of Bishkek. It'll be for the nature, like, I don't know, go skiing or trekking or something like that. You kayaking around the Aran Islands, eh, Gloria? Looking for a Russian submarine? We all live in a Russian submarine, a Russian submarine, a Russian submarine. I went to a Russian submarine down there somewhere in a video a couple of years ago. It was pretty cool. It's weird, guys. I'm tired today, but it's just like one of my eyes is tired and the other one is not. Bit of a strange feeling. Oh, I know. Maybe because the sun is shining just directly in one eye and not the other one. It's kind of surprising that eyes, you don't get a suntan on your eye. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's feeling quite warm. The thing about this time of year in Russia, everybody, is you don't know how to dress. You need about 3 different jackets. When I turned up in Russia 2 weeks ago, I didn't need a jacket at all. Ryu, shut up. I didn't need a jacket at all. Then I had to go to a lightweight one, then a medium one, and now back to my winter jacket. And it's like cold and it's hot at the same time today. Depends if you're out of the wind or not. It's a very windy city, St. Petersburg. Are you winking at people? Maybe, not deliberately. Don't you think, everybody, that if you're one of these people selling these like bird things, you just wake up one morning and you just think you're a bird. You just hear this whistling in your head and you're looking at the side of the bed looking for some seed or something like that. Have you been in second-hand shops? I have, actually. I went looking for, I wanted some cool like winter jacket. Well, I don't really need it coming into well, what is supposed to be spring. Maybe some sheepskin jacket, leather sheepskin jacket, something like that cool looking thing. Or just regular clothes I was looking for, but I haven't seen anything interesting. You've got to be good in these second-hand shops. You've got to go on the day that they get fresh deliveries. And the babushkas that work in the shops, they get all the best stuff quickly. They say, oh, I'll take that from my grandson. I'll take that from my daughter. That's the perks of working in a second-hand shop, I suppose. Yeah, that's true, Svetlana. If you wake up in the morning and you hear bird sounds and the stars in your vision, then you've had a bit too much of the old voddy. So we'll head back to Nevsky and hopefully find some interesting characters to show you and potentially make fun of. I've actually unzipped my jacket now. Must be a balmy 8 or 9 degrees, maybe 10. Yeah, Jordan, it's nice here. Like I say, a bit cold though. Wow, that's a big toilet in there. I wonder how much it costs for a Jimmy Riddle. Russians won't know what Jimmy Riddle is. It's Cockney rhyming slang. You have to decode it. Like Jimmy Riddle means pedal, and pedal means pee. So if somebody, some British person, says, I need to go for a Jimmy Riddle, it means he needs to take a slash, a whiz, a pee. Whoa. Alright then, it's getting busier and busier, everybody. I mean, if they get these stands up in time for tonight, I'll be surprised. Maybe it's for May the 9th. I don't know. You got some kind of security cordon here. Make sure tonight you don't try and sneak in your own booze. Yes, Svetlana, I knew you must have lived in the UK, because yeah, I noticed your written English was good for a local. Can imagine you turning up in London years ago. Maybe, yeah, for the first time in the UK, you were dressed in your communist outfit. I'm only joking. Yeah, London. I went back there recently just for a day. I had to go to the Russian embassy to be denied a visa. But, you know, it's a nice city. Things haven't changed in that way. It's just, I lived there. I was last living there in 2007, a long time ago. And it was much more fun in those days. But now, you know, we've imported a lot of people into London over the years. And things are just more boring. London was more wild back in those days. Yeah, so who knows, maybe they will get this ready in time for tonight. They got quite a few guys working on this. I think there should be some equal rights for female scaffolding constructors. It's absolutely appalling that they all seem to be men. I've been thinking lately I have to maybe make my humour a little bit less dry, because it passes over some people's heads, not in that situation but just generally. Alright, catch up on some comments. Where did you live? In Richmond. Put it this way, I could have kissed the ground when I got back to Russia after 3 years in hellhole of London. Yeah, do you know what? I often think to myself, everybody, what do Russians think of the UK when they first turn up? I'd be... Yeah, there'll be things that you'll like, of course. But a lot of things you'd be aghast at. I'm not going to say what things those are. But yeah, I often wonder these kind of things. Your husband got a job there. Yeah, he didn't want to go there out of choice. I couldn't live in London again. If I went back to the UK, I definitely wouldn't live in London again. Not a hope in hell. Well, everybody, look at that. Bet you got an elephant's trunk. Goodness me, Gloria, it's a bit too early in the day for that kind of talk. Is it really unsafe in London centre? Well, shut up, will you? In the centre, I suppose at night time you have to be careful, yeah. But I wouldn't know because I haven't lived there for a long time. But when I was living there, yeah, it can be dangerous anywhere. Здравствуйте. Нет, спасибо большое.
Souvenir photo, my friend.
No, thank you very much. No, thank you. Scammer. That's the truth, Svetlana. The English countryside is pleasant. And you've chosen a good word there, pleasant. Green and pleasant. It's a very lush country on account of all the rain there. Well, I suppose at least you learned some English, Svetlana, in Russia. So it was, sorry, in London, so it wasn't a total waste of time. Oh, I've got to stay away from the music, everybody. It'll affect my monetization. Talk over the music. Blah 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 blah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, that's better. Okay, if you can't hear it, Gloria, then maybe I was overreacting. Oh, still thinking about that third coffee, everybody. And here we are. What should be one of the most famous streets in the world, Nevsky Prospect. A beautiful tall street, but on account of politics, your country doesn't want to tell you about Nevsky Prospect. They'd rather tell you about that bloody French one. What's it called? The Champs-Élysées. Oh, Champs-Élysées. Oh, Champs-Élysées. Right, let's have a look around. Maybe you'll see some nice ladies knocking around as well. Getting busier. That's a problem at the moment, everybody, because Russians are restricted in their travel choices now. So everybody's piling into St. Petersburg, which is good for the city. I think landlords are making good money in peak season. He's finally lost his marbles. You know what? I think I lost a little bit of my marbles in the last few months, dealing with that Russian getting refused for that Russian visa and all that stuff. I think something kind of... I'm not sure I'll ever be the same person. Hey, it's what's his name? That Clint Eastwood. That guy looked like Clint Eastwood a bit. Hello, excuse me, you're not going to run me over. Now, everybody, look how Russia has no problems about flying its own country flag. In the UK, if you put Union Jack flags up everywhere, you get some idiots complaining and trying to pull them down. They say, oh, how can you fly the British flag? Do you know what we did 500 years ago in X country? But look, Russians are unashamedly patriotic. So I think there's definitely more unity in this country compared to the UK. I'm not saying, obviously there's major differences between people, but not as much as in the UK, because in the UK we've gone for this multi-ethnic society, and there's no unity at all. Which doesn't bode well for the future. La 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 la. Look at this guy. What is he, a caveman or something? Ah, no, he's one of those Uzbeks. Genghis Khan or something. No, that's Mongolia. I don't know. Maybe he's an Uzbek. Yeah, that's true, Svetlana, true. Gloria has no problem raising the Irish flag. I don't support St. Patrick's Day, Gloria, not because I have anything against Ireland, it's just like the Irish don't support St. George's Day. Maybe we need to make St. George's Day a thing again. Hello, grassy knoll. It's almost nice weather to be on a grassy knoll somewhere with a lovely Russian lady, but a bit chilly. Your dangly bits might get frostbite. Scottish pub over there. We've got some motorbike excursions. You can get on the back of that bike and go for a ride. Kieran in the house. I'm always on these lives, haha. IWF though, as it's not like I just spend all my time on YouTube without good cause. Yeah. I'm not very good at the abbreviations these days. I don't know what WFH means. Okay. Katyusha, Russian restaurant. It looks like a tourist trap. Hello, ladies. Mein Kampf. Don't you WFH, Mr. Tall. I'm not quite, I hope it's not rude. Oh, hello. I don't know if those are friends or mother and daughter. It'd be rude to ask, wouldn't it? What's this guy up to? Another scammer taking photos of stuff, is it? Oh, I think he heard me. Be careful, everybody. Ah, he's got a Polaroid. Yummy, mummy. Are there any Ukrainian restaurants? Probably not. But they got Ukrainian food. I even bought some vareniki a couple of days ago because I like vareniki, just a plain one with potato. Nothing fancy. Yeah, we got Indian restaurants here for sure. Where you've got Indians, there'll always be Indian restaurants. My last Indian meal in St. Petersburg, I was with Bold and Bankrupt. And yeah, that was the last time I saw him, thankfully. Oh, let's go down to the Church of Spilled Blood. One of the main tourist attractions in St. Petersburg. Oh, we got the... What's this? The like Z police? The riot police or something? They said, sorry, you're going to have to pack up and take your funky drawings with you. There's a few of these guys, though. There's a lot of competition for these spray paint pictures. Bolty and Bankrupt. Bold and Bangalore. Now, they had this Evrazia restaurant in Ukraine, and they did buy one get one free sometimes. They do it in here, I think, but you have to sign up for some card or something. I never bothered yet, but I have to do that at some point. I like finding all the cheap eats in St. Petersburg, because when you're a kind of tourist like me, long stay tourist, you want to keep expenditure as low as possible. And I eat a lot of food, everybody. I'm 6'6", and yeah, I take a lot of feeding. Where's Alinchik? Well, I don't know for sure, so I don't want to start rumours, but Bold, he decided it'd be a good idea to buy her an apartment in Prague, and soon after that she seemed to disappear from YouTube, so we can form our own conclusions. Oh, bloody hell. Did you enjoy the trip, Mr. Tool? Yes, thanks very much. Get a Russian girlfriend that likes cooking. You're right there. I was thinking about this yesterday. Get a Russian girlfriend that likes cooking, and also that can take care of this bloody bureaucracy for me. I'll just say to her, look, darling, any chance you could go down the Snills office today and you know, sort out these babushkas, get my Gosseslogi crap. It does make things simpler. Also, if you want to start a business in Russia, you need some kind of Russian, because otherwise you're just going to have a lot of problems. See if I missed any messages. I expect bold solder to Arabs. Yeah, you would do anything for a ruble, old Mr. Bold. Borscht is overrated. I actually like borscht, to be honest. Any other messages I missed? Goldilocks. No, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure of the name of the canal. I wouldn't be so bold walking down here with my camera, usually. My other action camera, because like I said, I'm pointing it at me and it attracts a lot more looks than just walking around with a mobile phone. Okay, Russian museum there. Borscht makes some excellent power tools. Get a cider in, Kieran, a man after my own heart. I got a problem with those. These ciders I like at the moment, but they're not available everywhere. They're in this restaurant called, supermarket called Petersburg. But you go into some Petersburgs and they don't have them. And then you buy them in Spa, and then you go into another Spa and they don't have them. But yeah, I'm not really a daytime drinker, but I'm not against having a cider right now. Do they do board on the river? It depends what you mean by board. Do you mean paddle boards, or do you mean full board, like somewhere to sleep and breakfast, lunch and dinner? Oh, you see I was warm, I unzipped my jacket and now I'm cold again. Another one. Police guy coming down, and he told the other one to go home. So there we go, everybody. The Church of Spilled Blood. Very nice. We've got some souvenirs over here. You won't hear any, almost zero Western voices in Russia at the moment, because Westerners have been told they shouldn't come here. It's very dangerous. Look at all these would-be assassins ready to pull a knife on me and rob me of my rubles. Do they sell those nicotine pouches people put in their mouths? Yeah, you can get everything here. Oh, hello. They like this, what is it? Vape or whatever. And you also see quite a lot of people smoking here. I mean, not on the levels of Serbian smoking, who are like gold medalists, but, you know, quite a lot. No, Gloria, I don't smoke. Yani kurit. Well, it's relaxing music. I'm sure these guys must be ultra relaxed dudes doing that all the time, but it's a bit too relaxing for me. I like a bit of rock and roll outside the Church of Spilled Blood. Alright, let's okay, shall we see what this portrait of the bald guy looks like? Let's have a look. Looks like a cartoon character. Poor guy is not going to be very happy. 25 minutes of what? Now, Bold and Bankrupt, he normally pays by the hour, if you know what I mean. But he doesn't take 25 minutes, more like 5 minutes at the most. You're probably right there, Alexei. Oh, such a perfect day. Feed animals in the park. And then later, when it gets dark, we go home. And it's such a perfect day. Oh, okay. Let's get into the park. I was hoping for some more lovely ladies around today, but I think it's a bit still a bit nippy. Later on this afternoon, when things warm up, they'll come out. Oh, got a very nice hat there. She has some baubles on top. I remember from this stall, it must have been 3 years ago, I bought an ice cream. And it was bloody expensive. I can't remember how much, but I think it was that time when the ruble got to like 70 for £1, so it was expensive here. And I thought, oh, that's it. I was with a girl, and luckily she didn't want an ice cream, but I did, so I only had to buy one. But I was still pissed off. Let's read some of the comments. Lovely ladies are recovering from last night, that's it. I've never heard of Harold, Svetlana. Well, I don't know, I could say you're not missing much, but he's got a lot of subscribers. I knew him from Ukraine. And I got a lot of stories about Ukraine, everybody. Now, that's why I'm not leaking too many secrets of these years, because I'm planning a book. And it's going to be called something like 10 Years in Ukraine. And it could be an eye-opener. Catch up some more comments. The trees are not completely filled with leaves. That's right. It's springtime's just starting here, and it's May, for goodness sake. Without travel, the whole travel genre plus Tool Travels wouldn't have a channel. Well, you never know. I mean, Bold started the channel because of Harold. I started the channel because of Bold. But maybe Harold started the channel because of somebody else. So we can't say it was Harold directly, but it's a chain effect, isn't it? So we don't know which twists and turns life would have taken. But I would agree that, you know, had it not been for the fact me knowing somebody who had a channel, then I might not have gone for it. La 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 la. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul. Oh, you worked in St. Petersburg 2005 and 6. Great, good old days, was it, Paul? Must have been. I would have liked to be in Russia in 2005, 2006. I turned up in Ukraine in 2010, and those were fantastic years until 2014, 15, 16, and the situation started to deteriorate. But the best time of my life was spent in Ukraine, I have to say. Igor in Russia. I was wondering when Igor in Russia would turn up. Bloody hell. You never know where Igor in Russia is. Yeah, you think he's in one place and you check his channel, you see, then he's in another place. Or you look at one of his videos, but it's not actually where he is. It's a video he made like last week or last month or something. I get a bit confused, I'll be honest. So he told me he's going to be in Russia about now. So maybe he's on his way across the border, or maybe he's already in Moscow and going to Voronezh. Anyone else from Scotland? Well, Kieran, there is somebody else from Scotland. His name begins with T, ends in L, and has got Al in the middle. Yes, it's me. So, I'm actually Scottish as well. So I grew up on fish suppers, ooh, Wally, And the Bruins. Ochai the knee. Yeah, Eagle's got to make it hard for the double agents. He never leaves the trail. He's not like Hansel and Gretel or something. I keep the Scottish side very quiet. Well, I suppose because, you know, I'm not very Scottish. Let's face it, I was born in England. My dad's Scottish. He's got a bit of a Scottish accent still, but not much. He says "ach" a lot. You know, when he's about to do the dishes or something, he says "ach." But I just went there for holidays. And the best thing I liked about Scotland was golf. I used to play a lot of golf, almost at professional level, I might add. But then I gave up when I was about in my early 20s. To be honest, I should have taken up tennis instead of golf, because tennis, you can go and play anywhere, but golf, you got to be in one place and kind of work on it. So it didn't meet my lifestyle really, golf, unfortunately. But one day, when I've stopped all this roaming around and I want to be in one place, but in Russia that might be unlikely, because, well, in St. Petersburg at least, because it's a very short golf season here. It's bloody cold. And look, here's something for the ladies. It's my gift to the ladies from Tall Travels this May Day. Some beautiful flowers. I was just about to pick a flower then, but then I thought, no, Tall Travels, don't do that. I'm pretty sure these two signs say, don't pick the friggin' flowers, Mr. Tall. Okay. Scylla sibirica. Maybe it means Siberian bluebell or something. Surprised there's any flowers in Siberia. Okay, let's see what else. Do you understand what Groundkeeper Willie from The Simpsons says? I understand every word. David Walliams. I don't like that David Walliams guy. I don't like that Little Britain program he did, to be honest. Not very funny to me. Alex McKay, I can't remember, wasn't he a racing driver or something? I can't remember. There are golf courses in Bishkek now, that's it. Sorry, St. Petersburg. And sorry, Bishkek, for saying nasty things about you, but I'm going to move to Bishkek now because it's got golf. And I'm serious, actually. I would move to somewhere just because of golf courses. I was looking at Tbilisi at one point because they have golf courses there, and there's a place called Tbilisi Hills, and it's quite reasonably priced. There's another helicopter. There's a guy in Riga next to me, your doppelganger. I thought it said double agent for a minute there, Igor. So, talking of Bishkek, I was in Bishkek with Mr. Bold last time I was there, and it was during COVID. And we went to the effort of actually getting one of these COVID certificates. I was definitely not going to get a vaccine and all that crap, but I just got a test done. And I remember the woman at the airport, lady, just looking at it for about 0.5 seconds and throwing it back at us. She didn't give a damn. And then we checked into this hotel. It's called Garden City, Garden something. It's a really nice hotel. And they had 24-hour room service, and it was cheap at the time, I suppose because of COVID. And we're getting like T-bone steaks delivered to our rooms, like £5 or something. And Bold was having something else delivered to his room for less than £5. Yeah. Okay. Rapsy Nesbit. Hey, I'll tell you what. It's grim in Glasgow. Bloody helicopters, yeah. They're a nuisance. I like this little park when it's a bit warm and sunny, everybody, because you can find some ladies in here sunbathing, then offer to help them with some suntan lotion. I say, look, young lady, could I help you with protecting you against the ravages of the sun on this fine day? Is Bald still in that scene? No comment. I could get one of these bikes, you know, but I'm a second-class tourist in Russia at the moment because I don't have a fully functioning number. So I probably need a phone number to sign up to one of these bloody things. Yeah, so I like this little park when it's a bit warmer. You can play some games in here. No, I didn't actually go to a private school. My accent is, it's all a smoke screen. I'm just a chav at the end of the day. But I can convince people, depending on which country these people are from, I can convince them I'm actually well-to-do for a while. People from my own country, I can keep up the facade for just a few minutes maybe, then they realise that, okay, this guy is actually kind of well-to-do, but also a bit of a chav. My real accent is like, alright mate, you going down the pub tonight? No, I can't even remember because I'm from Bath. But when I was younger, I probably, because I was actually living there, I sometimes got a bit ooh-ar lover. Where be a blackbird too, I know where he be. He be up your wurzel tree and I be affery. And he see I and I see ye. Buggered if I don't get him. With a girt big stick I'll have him down. Blackbird I'll have he. You see everybody, if you weren't from the West Country you would not know that song. Well, if we do something about the wind, I would lie down here and do a bit of sunbathing. I don't see anybody else sunbathing. Another thing, everybody, is that Russians, they don't really like to walk on the grass. Like, grass for them is for ornamental purposes. So, you know, if you're a kid and your mum will tell you to get off the grass because there could be dog shit. It's more of a dog's toilet or for ornamental purposes than for actually enjoying yourself. I got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. I got 40 acre, you got 43. Oh, I've got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. Look everybody, even in the park you got cameras spying on you in Russia. Like, St. Petersburg is one of the most surveilled cities in the world, along with London as well. You think you've private lives, see nothing of the kind. There is no true escape, I'm watching all the time. I'm made of metal, my circuits gleam. I am perpetual, I keep the country clean. You know what song that is, everybody? The person who gets it right, you get to the opportunity to sign up to memberships on Tools Travel. Royal Crescent, that's it. We love walking on the grass in our beautiful countryside. We wish to keep the grass in cities nice and clean. Now, to be honest, everybody, there's something positive to say about Russians. It's very difficult. Now, Russians are very clean, neat and tidy people. And If you look at their shoes especially, you don't see any muck on their shoes like British people. Always got clean shoes. And they're always wearing slippers. They've got an obsession for friggin' slippers. I'm sure this is the top country in the world for slipper sales. And they're just like tidy people. You go onto a train, and the first thing they do is they make their bed. Whereas me, I just plonk myself down on top of everything and get told off by the babushka when she comes along. Yeah, you won't know the song, but the Combine Harvester song was by a band called the Wurzels. So if you really want to acquaint yourself with old English, like English culture from the 70s, 80s or something, you can look up the Wurzels, a bunch of oiks. Brits spend lots of money to learn cheap. That's a good one. I haven't heard that one before, Svetlana. But you got a point. Yeah. They love to show off what they haven't got as well. Oh dear. Oh, hello. So there's an eternal flame around this corner. Let's see if Mr. Tool's right. Are we going to see a flame? Yes, we are. Now, everybody, don't do any cultural faux pas when you come to this country and start pulling out some sausages and marshmallows. This is not for that. It's for remembrance for all those that died in the Great Patriotic War. And today's got a special day. May the 9th will be a more special day. That's it, Gloria. I'm a cider drinker. I don't know the words to that one, but I am a cider drinker. I had some last night, and if somebody was to sell me one now, I would definitely take one. Yeah, it's a funny thing with the Brits. Like, you talk about London to people, it's kind of like a fashion capital, but I don't know, it's like British people want to make themselves look as trashy as possible. They're like embarrassed to actually dress nicely and smartly for some reason. But St. Petersburg is a bit like that. You do have, like, these people dress very smart, but you get some other people dress like hobos. For me, I don't know. I used to dress a bit smarter because I used to go to a lot of nightclubs. But nowadays, at best, I'm smart casual, let's say. Oh, I have seen what Russian women dress like in Antalya. Some look like Johnny FD. Oh, we've got some good ones coming out today. Well done, ladies. Johnny FD in a dress. Can you imagine that? Bloody hell. I tell you what, I don't think Johnny FD could find a pair of knickers big enough. All the steroids he's doing. Turkey is the main destination for Russian tourists these days, yeah. They got a historical connection to Russia. Russia and Turkey. A lot of Natashas go to Antalya. We've got a reputation down there. Now, Southeast Asia is getting a lot more Russians these days. Back in the day, I first went to Thailand in 2003, and there's hardly any Russians there at that time. That was the start of when their economy started to pick up after the 90s times. But there's loads of Russians in Thailand these days. You go to Pattaya and these kind of places, it's full of them. Phuket, everywhere in Thailand. Yeah. So lovely, lovely, lovely. But I've looked at the weather forecast for next week or 10 days or something, and nothing special at all. I'd like some sunbathing, a sunbathing day. Come down here with a towel and my Speedos. No, we don't want to see Tall Travels in his Speedos. That's for my OnlyFans. Such a perfect day. See how civilized it is here, everybody. There's almost no delinquent behaviour. Not like in the UK. I like digging the boot into the UK when I'm not there. Well, when I'm there I do it even more. I suppose I've become disconnected from the UK these days because I spent so much time away. When I get back there I'm like, bloody hell. What are you doing? Why are you dressing like that? Why are you doing that? Why is everybody doing this? But yeah, it's just the way it is. I'm sure there's plenty of Russians in the UK that actually prefer it to Russia. It's time to put the camera on the star of the show, Tall Travels. Hello! So yeah, a bit tired today. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to go out tonight, I think, everybody, for a couple of beers. Yeah, Terramark, everybody. I don't go to that restaurant Terramark because they don't have any pictures on the menu and it's hard for me to translate. Got a look from that girl there. Nice and cool, Rodney. Nice and cool. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, like you say. I think, because it's such an institution in Russia, Telemark, like they get a bit too comfortable and they creep up their prices, see what they can get away with. So I've never once eaten in Telemark. Oh look, we got some tour group here, or maybe just a girl with a flag. That's it, you see. Have I got any mates in SPB? I do. I got, but you know, there's not many Westerners around here. I've got a Russian mate. I got a mate from Brazil who's here at the moment, but he's leaving soon. Yeah, like a couple of other mates, but it's not like I had in Ukraine where I had quite a few mates. You know what, a man should never have too many friends, so you shouldn't have any more than a handful of good mates at the most, because the rest of them, they're really just acquaintances. But yeah, that's the thing I miss about Ukraine, to be honest. I had some mates there, a couple of them are still there and I'm here, so what can you do? Boulder's never a good mate, I have to say. Yeah, I met him in about 2012 and we're knocking around together. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to give away too much because those will be coming in my book, but well, maybe. It's not going to be some kind of dishing the dirt type thing, but yeah, not really a mate. He's kind of a lonely guy who looks for travelling companions all the time. We had a falling out because he's a very, very sensitive person and gets easily upset. Then after a couple of years he says, all right, Mr. Tool, how you doing, blah blah blah. Obviously wanted somebody to travel around with a bit. And yeah, then we spent a bit of time together, and blah blah blah. No, Bold wasn't a good mate. Look at the queues for the Palace of Spilt Blood. Sorry, the Church of Spilt Blood. I wonder how much it costs. Not that I'm going to pay, but just out of curiosity. It's the Scottish blood in me, everybody. I'm not paying to get into a church. What do you think I am? Okay, let's have a look at the prices. Well, there's a few different prices. Starts at about 450 rubles, which is alright, to be honest. But then there's some other more expensive options. Maybe... I won't say it. Alright, so this is where I was watching Euro 2020. Down there, they had some screens. Yeah, I wondered what that song was in my head. The Great Escape, that's right. Well remembered there, Alexander. There we go, there's inside the church, the spilt blood. Oh, I'm sure it's very interesting. Maybe this is when the Spice Girls were in town. Alright, let's go back in this direction. Why don't you do a subscriber holiday meetup? It's hard enough finding any foreigners in this country, never mind a meetup. But if somebody wants to fly me somewhere to do a meetup, then I'll be like, no, it's more, something's been more talked about is a celebrity beat up where YouTubers have fights with each other. So some guy I know, Cesar, was telling me about this recently. He wanted to fight Johnny FD, and I said, okay, watch out for Johnny FD because he's on the steroids, so you know, you've got to be careful. And then he said Irish Partisan should fight Connor Klein. And who did he say I should fight? Oh yeah, Bold and Bankrupt, of course. That'd be a pleasure to sort that guy out. Oh, and Harold Boulder, who could he be in a fight with? Maybe NFKRZ. I don't think it would take much with NFKRZ, to be honest. Bless his cotton socks. Just had a shower. Oh yeah, Gloria. Were you watching? I hope you're watching the live stream. The Tall Travels in the shower. There's no excuse to take time off. Tag teams, yeah. I actually sent some actually passed on an offer for me to fight Bold and Bankrupt in the in Kyrgyzstan. Actually, is in that mountain range. What's it called? The some funny name. I can't remember, but he refused because he's a wimp. Okay, so we're heading back onto the main drag. Did you watch Lotus Easter? Sargon of Akkad. Yeah, I used to follow him a bit. He's from my neck of the woods in England. He's from Swindon, which is an absolute shithole. I was going to do a video from Swindon when I was back in the UK, saying what a dump it was, but I couldn't actually motivate myself to go there on the train. I thought, bloody hell. It evokes some nasty memories from when I was younger. Going to Swindon shopping. God. Salisbury. I haven't been to Salisbury for a long time since I dispersed the Novichok. Salisbury Cathedral. Yeah, it's got a very beautiful cathedral, more beautiful than Bath Cathedral even. Oh, lovely weather, everybody. Lovely. Bloody lovely. I don't see many people fishing in these canals, everybody. Sometimes I do. But I'm not sure I'd want to eat anything from one of these mucky canals. I'm sure they double up as the city's sewage system. I'd want to go out into open water a bit more. Yeah, not missing much Gloria. It's a dump. There's no other way to... Although I played golf there when I was younger. There's a golf course called Broome Manor. And it's not a bad course. You're absolutely right. It is called Town of Pigs, everybody, and with good cause. When you turn up, you'll realise why. Because Swin, obviously related to swine. I almost called the woman in the MFC office here in St. Petersburg a svaloch yesterday, because I know that means swine, but I don't want to be nasty and get personal. I've learnt that from Russians. They're not obnoxious people. They don't use nasty insults and stuff like that. I used to be a bit of a gobshite when I was younger, when I was a kid. I was a right mouthy little twat. Not quite the same as I am today. Some of my family shop in Canterbury. It sounds very la-di-da. Never been to Canterbury. Canterbury's in Kent, isn't it? Right. Oh, I tell you what. Cider o'clock is getting ever closer. Oh, and also the last streams I did when it was very sunny like this, despite it being cold, I got quite a suntan afterwards, so I'm sure it's the same now. Let's see you do a live approach. Hello, darling. Don is the Celtic suffix, just like the Don in London. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. There's a lot of people on this boat down here. Is Russian cider good? Yeah, it is good. I've had some very good ciders. In Serbia, when I was in Serbia, they had a very disappointing range of ciders, unfortunately. They've just got that Summersby crap. But here, it's alcoholic's paradise. Well, it depends. You get dry ones and medium sweet ones. Yeah, it depends. There we go. Oh. Do you like spicy rum? I like any rum, to be honest. I quite like rum. I normally have it with cola, I have to say. But when I used to go to discos a lot, I used to quite often have rum. You see, like, Russians always dressed up like it's -20. It's not that cold. I got my jacket unzipped. Watch out, осторожно. I saved her life, and she looked at me like, "Что? What do you want?" Is there any alcoholic drink that Mr. Tool doesn't like? Yes. I have to think of it. I'm not really into craft beers, everybody, because I'm always trying to make a huge markup on these beers, and you don't know what you're getting. They could have just made this beer in a slot bucket in their toilet. And it's like roulette, so you have to always ask for a sample if you're having craft beer, everybody. Desidero King Femur. Oh, that's the most cringe thing I ever saw. Harold Boulder going around in the slums in Delhi asking for Desidero. Okay, let's cross the road, everybody. Slivovica is a popular drink in Serbia, that's right. Oh, these roads take so long to cross. Such a perfect day. Feed animals in the park. Then later, when it gets dark, we go home. I know there's people like watching on my live streams, everybody, like old acquaintances that I know from the past, but they never comment. I know there's a few old acquaintances spying on me. Hello to everybody. To anybody that could be. Don't be shy, you can leave a comment on my channel. Hello, policeman. What are your recommendations for must-sees in Russia? Well, there's this, of course. There's the Singer building. There's so many things to see. But you have to come to St. Petersburg, you have to go to Moscow. I mean, Crimea is a beautiful place. I haven't been there, nudge nudge, wink wink. I'm not allowed to go there as a foreigner. Actually, if you go to these disputed territories as a foreigner, you can get struck off by financial organizations. It's in their terms and conditions. Yeah, Bold would definitely watch my channel sometimes. He's the kind of person that, you start making videos with him, he doesn't want you to be successful, he doesn't want you to know he's watching your channel, this kind of thing. So yeah, he definitely does. But who cares? Any statues of Lenin in St. Petersburg? Yeah, there's loads of them. Not right in the centre here. I'm not sure where they are, to be honest. They spring up when you're least expecting it. Alright, everybody, you know what? You haven't seen much of me in this video because I'm actually pretty tired. And walking around in the sun has made me more tired, so I'm going to go and have something. I'm going to go and have a cider or a coffee. Now, I think a cider is more apt. So I'm going to go and have a cider. And who knows, I'm going to have a siesta and I might be out again tonight, alright? So, thank you very much for watching, and I'm just going to check any last comments to answer. How about a meet-up in Budapest or Poland? Well, I love Budapest and I'd like to go back to Poland, but it's not really on the agenda at the moment, so an online meet-up could be more appropriate. Yeah, guys, so that's it. Thanks, and enjoy your May Day bank holiday, and see you later maybe, or if not, maybe tomorrow. All right, bye bye.